Welcome to Old Guy Tech,
the OGT.TV recording studio.
Technology for the rest of us.
Hi, this is Rob Charney, Old Guy Tech TV, and I'm here today with Trisha Wilkins, Placerville City Councilwoman. Is that right?
Yes.
Did I get that right? All right. And one of the neat things about this is that I went to Trisha's website and it actually shows me how many days since the election. It was 251 days. So you've been around for a bit now, huh? That's pretty cool. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. So why don't you tell me a little bit, how has it been going? Have you been enjoying the experience, and what did you learn that you didn't think anything about during the election?
Oh, yes, I'm enjoying it. It's been over 6 months now.
Yeah.
And I can't even say how much more now that I know than before.
I bet.
It's so exciting being involved and actually, I hate saying learning as you go, but I think everybody does that.
Sure.
I mean, you never stop. Information never stops coming in, and
Right.
what I see that's really cool is that I get it from so many things that I would do that you think, well, that doesn't really have anything to do with city council or Placerville, but you're talking to somebody and all of a sudden you're maybe overhearing a conversation or you're in a conversation and you're learning things. I mean, that's a lot. Like, I learned about the airport that way.
Yeah.
And, it's like I wasn't planning on doing research, but
Right.
all of a sudden I've got this education on the airport. So
Oh, that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
it's pretty cool.
So I used to fly. Anything new happening with Placerville Airport?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, but you can't talk about it?
Well, no, it's not as interesting as some other
Oh,
topics.
all right. Well, it's just because I'm a goober geek, so I like all kinds of things. Just curious. So, what would you say is probably the number one topic, the hot button for the city council right now?
Okay, well, there's a couple.
Okay.
I could say the word roundabout, and
Yeah, and really stir everybody up,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, that's definitely. I mean, you see them out there. I saw them yesterday at the farmers market. People trying to rally support against the roundabout, and and then there's the people that think it's a really good idea.
So let's tell everybody out there right now, the roundabout location is going to be where?
Cedar Ravine and Clay. Well, Clay right now kind of feeds off into Main Street, and Cedar Ravine and Main, as it crooks this way right now, is just a three-way stop with the yield.
Right.
So one of the design plans involves realigning Clay Street to make a four-legged roundabout.
Okay.
So they would, instead of shooting off this way, it would come together, and then there would be the roundabout.
Right. Now, if a lot of people from California have never been on a roundabout, they don't have a clue what it was. I know the very first time I was in one was in Virginia, of all places, and I kept going in circles because I didn't know how to get out. You just keep going and going and going. So it is a little tricky.
Yeah.
But why a roundabout? What's wrong with what we got now?
Well, depending on who you ask.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you.
Okay. Well, the problem. Okay, I live off of Cedar Ravine, and I'm living in the house I grew up in, so I'm very well acquainted with that area.
Sure.
Just from my personal experience, I've never seen a problem with, and that's just the way it is now.
Right.
That's life. You have to wait behind two cars to go and wait your turn. Go to Sacramento. I mean, you're lucky. You'd be praising God to have that wait time.
That's right.
But, so, as of now, I don't see anything wrong with it. Looking 15, 20 years, it could be a problem, especially if there's, the development out Cedar Ravine and the south area. Who knows? That could happen. It could not happen.
Right.
Excuse me. I think that the big issue is the funding for the roundabout. That's where the big controversy is, and that's the solution to the problem as a roundabout is funded. Don't include the roundabout, the city has to pay for it or figure something else out. So a four-way stop, not eligible for the CMAQ money. Basically, the clean air project, the roundabout, is the only thing that we could do if we want to use those funds. So that's where it comes. There's the bridge fund. We could do the bridge. We could possibly do a realignment, and I think it goes out 200 feet that we could use to pay for. But doing the entire intersection, we would have to look for some.
Yeah. Now, wouldn't it affect I mean, let's see. In that area there, you've got C&H Auto Parts, right? And then as you move around, there's the parking lot,
The Ivy, yeah.
Ivy parking lot, right? And then you come back around the other way, you've got the Soda Works, the old building there. And so, is that going to impact all of that?
It would.
Yeah.
It would. We're realigning whichever roundabout or four-way stop or three-way stop, whatever. If you realign Clay Street, it's going to have to go through the parking lot. The size of the roundabout would put the parking there too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
I mean,
in a way, it pushes it further. That would be north, right? And I just don't understand it.
well, the idea to realign, it kind of makes sense to have a four-way stop because right now it shoots off, so you've got like, I don't know, a couple feet, and then you're waiting at the stoplight or
Right.
the crosswalk, or people trying to get out. So at certain times, I can see that Clay Street kind of backed up. However, there are people that live up there, and you could look at it two ways. One is that it slows the traffic down. You don't have people zooming down. You know, if you make
Right.
it easy for people to whiz, they're going to whiz by. Also, with the roundabout, you have the farmers market, or just businesses in general. So if they are zooming by and it's easier to go through the roundabout, if you believe that, they're not stopping at the stop sign and looking over and saying, oh, that's a cool building. I think I'd like to go in there. Or what a nice shop. Or let's eat it. That's how I look at it. I say, I don't think necessarily the quickest movement through our town is the best.
Is the best thing.
Yeah, because it's not. I don't see a problem now. I mean,
Right.
I go to Cedar Ravine and just
Well,
stop at the stop sign.
Yeah, I never thought about it that, and I think that's a good point because we're having so much problems with businesses staying in business downtown that maybe
It's not a bad thing if people have to stop and,
yeah
and look.
maybe look a little bit.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not stopping and looking at something ugly. The more you look at it, the more you want to go enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so. And I think a roundabout, like I said, it's going to be very confusing at first. It does eventually work.
Yeah,
but-
I've called. I talked to the city manager in Truckee, and
Yeah.
I asked him about some of their roundabout issues that they had. They actually had a fatality in one in November. So that's what sparked me to call him. Can you tell me about this? But he did say that they had a lot of opposition. Well, they have like 7 of them now. They have a lot, but he said it took about a year, and people started getting used to they were able to
Doing it.
navigate better.
Yeah,
I guess like
yeah.
the local people, if you live there. I don't know, we're a tourist town. We have people coming, and that might be their first encounter with a roundabout.
Could
they
be.
might freak out, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that we would all learn.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's an area in Washington, the state of Washington, they're called Little Rock, and within maybe a 3-mile radius, there's 5 roundabouts. It's the weirdest thing, and it goes from a huge roundabout down to these little tiny roundabouts, and I don't know. I just don't see the need for it. But now you said there's some money in the realignment project for it.
Yeah, if we choose the roundabout,
Okay, and if you don't choose the roundabout,
then we can't use those funds.
gotcha. Okay, now that's through the Clean Air Act.
It's the CMAQ, yeah. It's the clean air. The roundabout is the clean option. So they don't want cars, I guess, stopping and idling and polluting. So
Okay.
no funding for stop signs.
Gotcha. All right. So how is the rest of the city council? How's their position on this?
Well, we had a vote to whether or not we were going to leave it in the design. Because right now we haven't voted do the roundabout, not do the roundabout. It's kind of like step by step. So one of the options was to remove it from the design, continue looking at the bridge and using the bridge fund and other options. We could be a 4-way stop. It could be a stoplight. It could be doing nothing. It could be just doing the bridge. It could be doing a roundabout. So one of the things we had to decide is whether or not we left the design. We could just totally take the roundabout off the table.
Right.
People could be put at ease, the opposition, no more having to go out and protest or not having to collect signatures or go to the farmer's market. They would love that because it would be off the table, but it didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
It was a 3-2 vote, and
Okay.
it's still in there.
So it's still in there.
We still have the design. We still have the possibility of using the funds for the roundabout. It's still on the table, so.
Okay. So now, does the city of Placerville have a planning commission
Yes.
Okay. So is your planning commission looking at this and then reporting to the council on this type
I
of thing?
think it's past that. I think right now.
Okay,
it's-
so you're-
yeah,
So it's truly in the council's hands
it's
now.
truly in the council's hands.
And what kind of time frame are you looking at for the whole thing?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not. I know that there's been expiration dates that have been pushed back and forward, and that was before I was on the council. And I mean, this thing has been around
For quite a while.
for a long time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just something that like, ding, let's do a roundabout. So,
Yeah. It's something that keeps coming and going. So let's talk about business, and let's talk about the city of Placerville. Is the city council doing anything as far as trying to invite business in and help the growth again?
I hope so. I think so.
Yeah.
We're working with our hours. We're now going to be 7:30 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday still. So extended hours in the front and after work. Maybe people can make it easier to come in and deal with the city. But I think that the best thing, I don't know if you heard about the Benjamin Moore, the paint, What
Yes,
Matters.
yes.
We won.
You won, yeah.
And that is just good for everybody.
That's
It's good
amazing.
for, it's 2 blocks.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I don't know what they consider a block, but from the bank, the Alberta Savings Bank,
Okay.
to the courthouse,
Okay.
it's 1 block.
1 block.
And
right.
then DA's office to Ivy House Lot.
Right.
2 blocks.
Okay.
There we go. That's
Now,
our whole main street. I mean,
both-
pretty much.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Both sides?
Yeah, both sides. It's the first story. So we have 2-story buildings, but
Yeah.
the first, I think we have to work with that. They're kind of like their decision, but they're going to work with us, hopefully, because we have some brick buildings that don't need the paint. So maybe if we say, okay,
Right.
leave that one, but get that up there,
Right.
hopefully it's going to be good. And so,
That'll be nice.
yeah, beauty.
So now, do you have a design team and color selection?
They're going to help us
and-
with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
colors and
I mean, we're not going to paint every building,
I hope not.
sand gray,
No.
or something. I
no.
don't know.
Old City Hall to
Yeah.
be painted.
Yeah.
See, I think that this might not be a popular opinion, but I really like the ketchup and mustard colors.
Do
They
you
can
like
just
that?
keep it that way, like color match it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do that. The paint spot, you take them like, I think
Sure.
even it says on their wall, bring us your paycheck and we can color match your paycheck. So can they color match Old City Hall?
I'm sure they can.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, they use. I've seen it. Actually, I've done it myself. I've taken a piece of wood off the side of the building with some paint on it.
Yeah, I know some people want to see those colors go, but
Yeah. So now you're going to have to probably establish some kind of committee, a color selection committee.
can I be on the committee?
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. That's generally the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get some city folks and yourself,
Yeah.
and everybody fights and argues,
Yeah, over color.
which is typical of politics,
It's
right?
cool, yeah.
All over the colors. That is really neat. That's neat. So, how did what was the process of getting elected and winning this? Not getting elected. How was the process of winning from? Is it Benjamin?
It
Moore?
was,
Is-
was all, I mean, I think a lot of Facebook, really. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm looking at you. Because yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was all on Facebook, and you
Oh,
voted.
it made it so
Oh.
easy, and it was just, okay. Facebook was the easiest and I liked it when people posted, a lot of people were saying, oh, remember to vote, which is nice. Now I can go log on to Pay What Matters stuff.
Mhm.
But when they put the link, all you do is click, and then it was cool. It had a picture of the United States with the little divisions cut out, and you just click our area, click Placerville, and then it had a little picture of a bucket.
Yeah.
Vote now, and you electronically placed your vote
Vote
in the bucket.
bucket?
Yeah,
That's
so it
cool.
was fun, and so every day, and you could do it on every device. So like my iPhone and my iPad
Yeah.
and my computer, my laptop, and so that's just how we did it. And we had some signs, good signs, like 4x4
Right.
signs downtown Placerville saying, "We can do this."
Well, I know I voted for it too. Now that you mentioned it, I remember that. So, how many cities won this?
20
20
in
out of the
North
whole
America and United States and Canada.
United States and Canada.
Yes, and Placerville.
Wow. So that tells me that Placerville is pretty well connected and understands electronics and Facebook and
Yeah,
all that neat stuff,
and
huh?
that they are really passionate about their town and they
Yeah,
care.
that is something
Yeah.
else. Wow.
I mean, it's paint, but it's like, we
Yeah,
love
but
Placerville.
hey,
We want to paint it and make it beautiful.
That's not cheap.
No,
No,
it's not.
it's not cheap. Yeah,
Yeah, we're using local contractors. It's just awesome.
that's pretty neat to get the paint thrown in, huh? Yeah. What I know what I was going to ask you about. If the roundabout comes in, I'm going to step back to that for a second. What about the monument? What's going to happen
I
with
think
that
it's going to
thing?
go in the middle.
Oh,
and then
the
it's
roundabout.
Gonna have a protection around it.
I see. Okay. You know, as long as I've been in this area, and this has been since '82, that monument has had more controversy than anything else.
Yeah.
Are you guys still dealing with it in any way or shape?
I haven't heard.
So you haven't seen it since you've been on?
No.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay, so we know we're going to get a nice fresh coat of paint in the city of Placerville, and we know about the roundabout. What would you say is the next big topic that we need to talk about?
Well, this is kind of this is the last meeting.
Okay.
Well, last 3 meetings anyway, is, and this was my issue, the parks ordinance. And I'd like to give you the timeline of what happened, because I see it as a huge victory, and I think that you're going to appreciate
All
what
right,
I'm about
good.
to tell you.
All right, good.
Okay, timeline. 3 city council meetings ago, we were discussing, we had what rules we wanted to put in our parks. So the Parks and Recreation and Parks Commission, they drafted something that was, okay, this is possibilities. In it was CCW holders cannot bring their guns in the park. And I had the question, well, can they, what do they do? Lock them in their cars? No, they can't even bring them and lock them in the cars. Okay, well, I wanted that addressed.
Yes.
But there was no, but I mean, everything from dogs on leashes to can you bring a pet turtle in the park if you have a pet turtle? It was all over the place. So there was no consensus. So we asked that they take some of the ideas that we shared during the meeting, redraft it, and bring it back.
Okay.
So the next meeting, it came back. They included, and I'm sticking to the gun.
Right.
You can now bring it onto the park grounds, but you must leave it locked in your vehicle. This is big to me, okay?
Yeah.
I asked, it's locked in your car? Yes, okay, so it's locked in your car. So when it came down to it, the motion was made. Some of the fix, now you can bring another animal into the park that isn't a dog. And a lot of changes were made, which were good, but one of the things not included in the motion was it was supposed to still be locked in your car. So I asked that the motion be amended to exclude that, and no, she wouldn't. So, okay, so the vote was 4-1, yes. So, in other words,
so as it
the
sits right now,
though, this was the second to last meeting.
Okay.
So as it sat then, it is locked in the car only way, CCW holders. So the next day, there were letters written to the city, to the council members in the city, and I met with several of the people who are also kind of passionate about this, and spoke with them, and so we came back to the second reading of the ordinance. So we would have what we had decided the first time, the second reading. We can either do the second reading, and then 30 days from that, it goes into effect, or we can not do the second reading and start over, or just fix it a little bit. But so this is the exciting part. Last meeting, instead of doing the second reading, 3 of the other council members changed their vote, and it was 4-1 the other direction. And so now we've left the language out completely. So you have your license, We're not even going to, it's not Placerville.
Good thing.
Yeah. I'm really happy.
That's really good.
Really happy.
Not only that, not only is that a good thing, it would be possible that the city could face a court situation, because CCW holders, this is a state ordinance, and then when you get a little city trying to block something like that, guys will come up and sue.
That was a big concern.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I wonder what changed their minds.
Well,
that's one of those things like, how did that happen? That's good. That's good, right? Good. So we're good with our parks. Now let's talk about parks. How's, I know we had some issues with Lumsden, and how's that going?
Lumsden has reopened, I think back in April. They reopened. They had at the fishing derby.
Right.
So it's looking good. The turf looks really good. I've driven back there, and I saw some probably homeless people sitting on the benches or whatever. I don't think that the churches are still delivering food there. They were asked to leave it up. That was part of one of the things we wanted in the ordinance was distribution of food and clothing
Right.
not to be done in our parks, which I think
Right.
that was really good because until then,
It's not appropriate. I think you're right. Yeah.
we would ask them, please don't do it, and they would say, no, we're going to do it, and we're a church. So yeah, that's good. We might be able to make that part a dog park because what we need is a dog park.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, people saying, well, a leash or voice command, and you don't know who can actually voice,
Right.
control their dog,
Right.
or even the little zappers.
Right.
Yeah, that controls them. But when I see a dog, does he have a zapper? I don't know.
Yeah,
Should I
yeah,
get
yeah.
scared?
Right.
So maybe if we could fence that off, there's been talks at some of the council meetings that maybe we can do that because I think that the Kentucky Fried Chicken site that's been talked about for years,
Mhm.
that would be awesome, but that's just so far out. Like, it'd be nice to have a dog park,
Yeah, it would be.
soon.
Yeah, Lumsden would be great.
Yeah. And I
'Cause-
like the idea of having dog walkers because, like, what we've been saying is, like, they're extra eyes and ears. You have people engaging in legal, healthy activities at the parks. Nobody wants to be smoking pot next to, like, a bunch of people,
Yeah, yeah. And then we bring the canines in from the police department and really,
Yeah.
they want to really get you then to smoking pot, so that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like that. So, are you guys trying to get a grant for it, or I mean, how would you
I don't
fund
know.
something like that?
I don't know how much money it would take, or would we just maybe need a fence?
Yeah,
I'm not sure what it
fencing's expensive.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
well, I wish we could see more volunteer work and donations.
That'd be
I
nice.
think that we could do it. I know, right before I was elected, there was talks about the VIP program,
Yep.
and I'd like to find out. I need to call and find out what happened to that because the volunteer in Placerville.
Yeah.
Because I know people, and I would do it. When we had our Benjamin Moore, we had a little. They sent us a video camera to show us how appreciative we were. I said, oh my God, if I would have known about that, I would have personally provided the confetti and stayed to clean up after
Yeah.
it. Because, just make things cool. It's like, what's an hour of your time or half
Yeah, sure.
hour? And I think a lot of people think that way.
Yeah.
There's,
I don't live in the city, but I love the city. I like to support
Yeah.
it and all that.
well, yeah, and people that don't live in the city still enjoy
Oh,
the
yeah.
city, the pool and the parks and everything.
Everything. I love the parks. I'm very excited about the possibility of a dog park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see we're getting a new puppy? Did you see our
Yeah, I did.
Facebook?
He's so cute.
Isn't she cute?
You're
She-
just waiting for her to be old enough?
Yeah, she's only
Okay.
4 weeks now. So she's got another 4 weeks to go.
Oh.
So she's so cute. That's mostly going to be Heather's dog, but it's cute. I've always wanted either a Burmese mountain dog or a Greater Swiss mountain dog because I think they're so gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. So we're going to have a fight about this one. but that's not, boy, did we go off topic on that one. But that's what's fun. That's what's fun. So how is the city doing as far as financially?
We're good.
All of that.
I mean,
We're good?
Healthy.
Yeah?
No problem. I mean,
No major
you can always-
deficits and-
right. No major deficits.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the water treatment plant situation? How's that going?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. We have been forced to raise rates,
Right.
but it's something that you can come and complain at the city, but I would rather see you go complain in Sacramento because that's really the unfunded mandates that we can't control.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Isn't that typical?
It's typical.
Yeah, they pass these bills and there's
And
no money for
I think
it.
it's going to get worse. I mean, we have this plant that's great for now and like overachieves, but who knows? What are they? They want us to be able to drink, It's to me, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also the sewer rates, right?
Mhm.
They took a big jump, I understand.
Not too big. It
Not
was.
too big?
I think it was $6 a month, or it wasn't.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't massive.
Okay.
Right.
Wow, I heard some people really complaining about it. Must not have been in the city then.
Maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah. Well, that's okay. But there was a lot of money spent to get the plant up to
Yeah.
regulations,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
so-
Well, we had to do it, and it's good to have good clean water, and
Oh, yeah.
we're drinking our water, and we should pay for it. But I mean, I think that the overregulation is what
yeah.
is the bummer.
How about how are we doing with the Hangtown Creek? I know that was an issue of trying to keep it clean. And do
Yeah,
everything
trying to
with
get the sewer pipe out of there.
Yeah.
Or out of the
Yeah.
I think that's one of the plans to do. That's
Yeah,
one of
because
the
that
top
is an
three.
eyesore. I know whoever thought about sticking a sewer pipe into the creek. I mean, it was like you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that when Trent Saxton, who was a past mayor and city council person, when he was living down there right by that river, you go down there and there's that damn sewer pipe right there, and it's kind of like, really? Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
kind of a neat little creek.
Our creek, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like to see more, like down by the Whistle Stop, the yogurt place,
Mhm.
and you can go down there. I walk down there, and it would be so cool if you could have like benches or something, like a little table. You could have
Mhm.
like a little yogurt picnic or something down there.
Yeah,
But then,
I could see.
somebody else might go down there because it's kind of secluded. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
I could
We
see it
just have
become
to-
another spot for the homeless too. You never know, you know.
but-
So let's talk about the homeless since we brought that up a little bit. How are we doing? I know we've had some issues along the way. How's Placerville doing with that?
Well, it's
Depends on
summertime.
who you talk to.
It depends on who you talk to.
I know that
I
one.
can only tell you what I've seen.
Well,
and
right, yeah.
But that Upper Broadway doesn't look very good. You've got them walking up and down. Well, because you have the Community Resource Center, you have the Upper Room, Community Resource Center, you have the Mercy Way Church, and then you have the Haven,
Mhm.
all right there. And there's no sidewalks. It's dangerous. They're whatever they want to say. They don't look very sober. Some of them are. Some of them, they have the council that runs the Haven, and there's a couple of them that are very well spoken, and but the reality is, if you go, it's not the face that you see isn't exactly. And I've heard horror stories. Actually, 2 people came to our last meeting. They gave their address and their names, and they were describing horrible things that were happening right in their driveway. So, boldly, I guess, I actually went to their house after the meeting. I just
Yeah.
kind of showed up and said, excuse me, I'm just looking around, and I saw you guys. Thank you for coming to our meeting and speaking, because it's really frustrating for a lot of people up there. And they had this cute house with this cute little manicured green and
Yeah.
a little flag, and then
Yeah.
you look, and it's like, oh my God. I mean,
Oh.
I didn't see in action some of the activity that they said, but I absolutely believe that that's
Yeah,
happening, and it's horrible. So
yeah. None of us would want that on our property.
No,
That wouldn't be a
nobody.
good thing at all, would it? So, well, you know what? We're almost at 30 minutes. I was just wondering if I don't see how fast it goes. I was just wondering if there's something that you would like to just tell the audience, and we would put you right on the camera there. Number 4 is you. All you look at the camera and say, is there something that you want the citizens of Placerville and Elroy County to do?
Let's see. How about get involved? I guess I can't tell people what to do, but the more involved you are, the more of a say you have, the more empowered you feel, the less helpless you feel. So if you have an issue, bring it to us. I'd say volunteer, like I said, with the fence. And I don't know, I'm not the city attorney, so I don't know
Right.
legally,
Right.
can we have somebody dig a hole that's supposed to be supported by the city and we
Right.
can use it over? I don't know, but let's just see what we can do, because look what we did with the paint.
Yeah.
And just the love of just the beauty and the coolness of Placerville,
Yeah.
and El Dorado County too.
Well,
Just keep enjoying
you
it.
are so passionate about Placerville. It's so great, and it's really refreshing. And I really thank you so much for coming and joining us here. And you know what we would like to do, especially if you have an issue that you'd like to get out, give me a call and we'll bring you in
Okay.
here. And maybe every couple of months, come on by and give us an update on what's going on.
Sure.
Since we have so many things with the paint and the roundabout and homeless and all these other issues, we'd love to know more about it. So,
Okay.
can you come back?
Absolutely.
All right, perfect. Trisha, thank you very much. We really had a great time, and thanks for coming in and helping us out.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Hey, and you out there watching this, let's get some likes going, and also, we're begging for money too, so we need donations to keep Old Guy Tech TV going. So don't forget to hit that donate button and give us a few bucks. I'd appreciate it. But anyway, this is Rob Charney with Trisha and John over sitting there in the corner, and thank you very much for watching us, and we'll see you next time.